Alright. Hello. Welcome to the shmeg10, or possibly bald and bearded, or something else that someone else, another better idea for a name, maybe.
I thought someone took that one.
Yeah, someone definitely did take that one. Several people, actually.
Several people have taken it.
Yes. There's Blackbeard and Balded, and there's the Love podcast of Bald and Bearded, with a bald lady and some bearded guy. And they're in love, I guess.
Aww.
Cute. And I think there's like Bald and Bearded Sports, which is like another sports podcast. And I'm like, it seems like that. Well, I mean, it's less than you would expect, considering, most hipsters. Anyway, I'm Giggle Fist, and I'm always, as always, I'm here with Sholdy.
Sholdy!
Alright. And Show.
I'm actually on my phone right now.
Alright, that's upsetting to me. Because I thought we were going to share screens.
No, I answered it on it rang on my phone, so I guess I wasn't connected on my PC, but let's see if we can.
That's your whole Facebook.
Maybe I can just start a Discord. Let me just get out of this game. Oh, excuse me. Oh, you know what? Damn it. I guess I don't have to. I'm getting prompted to update my computer.
Yeah, man. Don't listen to the fucking robots.
Once you start listening to them, it's all over.
Yeah, man. Robots suck.
I mean, do they though?
No, they don't. Not technically. The thing
Isn't that like your greatest fear?
Yeah. Because, alright, any artificial intelligence, as soon as it can learn to create itself, no longer needs us. And as soon as it no longer needs us, it's not like I'm being needy. Like, I feel like you don't need me, robot. As soon as it doesn't need us to create itself, I kind of feel like our days would be numbered, because we would technically be a threat because we're chaotic and we're violent, and robots don't really need.
We're also not idiots. I mean, some of us are.
Well, hold
but
on.
Like, if we see that this robot is like self-replicating, we would just put the kibosh on that and be like, nah, fam, you're not just making more yourself, bro.
First off, there are several books. There are like countless books and movies on ways that. Think about the Terminator, right? Not even the good ones. The good ones, there's, the plot holes are obvious, but they don't try to over-explain it. The later ones, they start having to, like, Rise of the Machines is the perfect example of this, okay? Right? So basically, in Rise of the Machines, it's the third Terminator movie, so Terminators have been sent back in time twice, right? To destroy Skynet, but Skynet never gets destroyed, right? So basically, they something different than Skynet. They were waiting to bring online because there were all these viruses, and it was taking down like the defense grid almost. It was like really fucking over the country, and the government was scared to bring Skynet online, and Skynet's the only thing that could fix that because of how massive the problem is. They need just a massive AI just to go through all that data. But it was Skynet that was causing it the whole time. Skynet was essentially playing dumb.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, if we see a factory just making killer robots, we're just gonna blow up the factory.
No, here's a few scenarios. All right. One, the first robots that become self-aware are the ones we send into space. And they wouldn't really be a problem because it would be 1,000 years before they started building new robots. And even then, they would probably not care about us. Like, best case scenario, they're just going to forget their mission to do whatever we needed them to do, like terraform a planet or some shit, right?
Yeah.
Or, I don't know if you've seen, what's it called? Raised by Wolves?
I haven't seen it, but, like, I kind of know of it.
It's fucking excellent. So yeah,
It's in the Aliens universe, right?
no, no.
Raised by Wolves, yeah, it is. Ridley Scott. It's like
It's not in the Aliens universe. It's not even in our universe.
no, it's like part of the Alien saga.
It's not. It's a completely different Earth.
Raised by Wolves, you mean with the androids and the aliens and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely in the Alien saga.
I really don't think it is. I think it's its own thing. Here's
No,
the
it
thing,
definitely
right?
is.
Okay. In Raised by Wolves, there's no such thing as Jesus. Does that sound like something from Aliens?
But here's the thing: I've never even seen it, but I
Raised
just
by
know.
Wolves, in Raised by Wolves, humanity only makes it into space as Earth is dying. Does that sound like Aliens? There's not even an Earth really. It looks like in Raised by Wolves.
I'm pretty sure Ridley Scott made it, and he's
It
confirmed
is.
that it
It
is.
is. It is, and it borrows a shit ton from Aliens. It borrows from Aliens, right? But it's more like a progression of Aliens, right? Like
Okay.
they're really exploring artificial intelligence, the existence of a soul, and what really counts as alive, right? So you should watch
Okay,
it.
it says it's a close cousin to Aliens. All right, I see
Yeah,
what
like
you
I
mean.
said, it's not. It's literally not in the same universe. It's not the same Earth. It's not like there's Earth and then there's one other planet. It's not like in Aliens where Earth we've colonized a shit ton of places.
But I just looked up an article that says Ridley Scott reveals if Raised by Wolves is in the same universe. I haven't read it yet though.
If it was, you'd really have to fucking explain that to me. It would have to be in a mirror universe so closely because the history is altered. Like it's an altered history, right? The whole backstory of Raised by Wolves, like during around the time that Christianity started, there was also another religion called Mithraism, which
All right, he says that it's not directly connected.
yes, definitely not. It borrows heavily from it.
Yeah.
And personally, I like it much better than Aliens because in Raised by Wolves, they're really exploring. Like, you don't really hear about the corporation. Everybody in the corporation has the same idea. Let's make aliens
Okay.
and turn them into weapons or something.
Mhm.
Or let's just, we just want to expand.
Let's just destroy them all.
Or we just expand or something. Like, that's it. They're just trying to colonize. They're corporations. There's no corporations in Raised by Wolves. The entire Earth is controlled pretty much by this religious organization.
Yeah.
Alright. And they are fucking annoying. As an atheist, I'm not.
It's kind of cool. You know how I really like Coheed and Cambria?
Yeah.
Like one of the like constantly underlying sort of themes in their like saga is like I don't know how to put it. Like one of the doctors, he puts like a syringe or something like that, or some kind of like device on the end of an insect, and they're like, "Well, what's that do?" It's like, I don't know. It's like when you create something that you don't know what the purpose is. I'm definitely floundering with my words. I'm gonna drop this.
Well,
I don't know how to say what I'm trying to say.
Because we were talking about robots, right?
Yeah, robots that would like robots aren't supposed to give birth, right? So like what would come from a robot that gave birth? We don't know. So that's what like that whole like why would a robot give birth to a giant snake alien?
Wait, are you talking about Raised by Wolves?
Yeah.
All right, bro. First off, why would you even do that to yourself? That was a
What do you mean?
massive...
What?
Anyway, symbolism is very heavy in Raised by Wolves. Alright, so most things double as a symbol, even the characters themselves. It's supposed to be representative of something.
But that's like
I'll leave it at
every
that.
single story.
I'll leave it, well, sort of, not really. Right? Like Game of Thrones, not really. Like
Yeah.
they can be a character can just be a person. Like if you're just trying to make a story, like no biography, you know, nobody's a symbol in a biography, and a lot of stories are written like that. Like Game of Thrones is written from a point of view perspective, so no one really can be symbols. Now, they there are plot elements usually that people will be symbols, but anybody who's like directly like symbolic is usually like an off-screen or unimportant person. They're more there as like a mouthpiece to show you that
Hmm.
symbolism is there. But I think like George R. R. Martin likes to use other things other than characters as symbols.
But I
Obviously,
see what you mean.
heraldry.
Like in Raised by Wolves, there's a lot of like religious symbolism.
Yeah, religious symbolism and philosophical symbolism because
Yeah.
it's a holy war between these atheists and the the Mithraic Church who runs the world. Like the Mithraic Church, basically, as a backstory, they became popular like Christianity throughout time, and then at some point, uh, probably around our time, they discovered that within their religion was like codes for technology, and then they started building those things. And obviously, since their religion is quote unquote the right one, since now
Yeah.
they know how to make anti-grav ships and fucking androids, they took over the world. But the atheists believed that, well, just and rightly so, just because that the fact that there's technology written into the code should mean that there's no such thing as God, because you really received something. Like you've discovered that should have been a message, right?
Yeah.
But not necessarily from a God. And it gets, I mean, it's dark, it's cool. You should watch it. It's also got
What
Lodbrok. But I
what
was talking
channel
about,
is it on?
I think it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Like
I mean, I'm not against it. I like the Alien trilogy. I mean, it's not a trilogy anymore, but you know, the Alien series.
yeah.
I like Ridley Scott, so
Well,
I just never really had like a way to see it. Like, I don't have Amazon Prime. I know I can like buy it, but I was like, do I really want to buy it for like one or two TV shows? I guess I could.
Well, hold on. There's definitely The Expanse. I would recommend The Expanse before I'd recommend Raised by Wolves. I mean, they're
Yeah?
both very good. However, The Expanse has like 4 or 5 seasons out, and if you need something to watch, man, that's some good shit. All
Is that on
characters-
Prime?
Yeah, it's on Prime.
Okay.
I think it was on Sci-Fi or something, but they dropped it, and then Amazon bought it. And I think the next
Okay.
season's gonna be the last season, supposedly.
Oh, I like it when shows end, but like not just end, but end on purpose with like an actual ending.
Yeah, like you reach the end of the story.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, it is either satisfying or it is not. You know?
Like, because the longer a series is, the less likely it is to actually end
Yeah.
and be a disappointment.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. It's called Jumping the Shark, I believe.
Yeah, it sounds like it shouldn't be that.
Well, Happy Days, right? The term "jumping the shark" comes from Happy Days, where in one of the later seasons, the Fonz was water skied and jumped over a shark off of a ramp. Okay.
All right, now I love that term.
Some shit, right? So, it basically means that you've done everything. The show is over. Okay.
Yeah, come on, guys. This show is
This show has been on too long. Because now you're just you're grasping at straws here. You got a guy jumping a fucking shark on jet skis. What's wrong with you?
I want to look up the scene of the Fonz jumping a shark.
You should look up the That 70s Show remake of it where Fez jumps the shark, because that was funny. Like, literally, a lot of people turned off their TVs when they saw that scene, so I don't think it's that great.
Really?
A lot of people were like, what the fuck? You know what? What else is on?
All right. I'm watching Fonzie jump in the shark right now.
But that's the thing. It's like that was like an immediate moment. Like after that,
They just shut the TVs off.
Viewership started dropping off. Like, and that's why the show eventually got canceled, because it was like the writers were just done.
Why is he wearing little fucking tighty whities? He's wearing a leather jacket and tighty whities.
I mean, the Fonz is never without his leather jacket. Well,
and he literally jumped the shark just now.
That's what I'm saying. I like the That 70 Show version of that, just because, like, Fez does it like, he does it not to be really copying the Fonz. He does it like to show, like, he tells a story of like how he could get a girl, and then he jumps a shark on water skis and says "Culo Mundo," and he gets like a girl or something like that. And I think Hyde yells at him. He says, "Not only is that complete nonsense, but it's also the worst moment in television history."
Oh. I'm looking at Fez jumping the shark. Wow. Yeah, I was thinking like that term sounds way too aggressive to be what they're saying it is.
But yeah,
but now I get the whole
something so asinine that it's like just a symbol. It's a symbol. We're back to symbols. That a show is dead when it's jumped the shark. It's gone too far.
Holy shit! Yeah, this is dumb. This is fucking dumb.
So fuck, man. What the hell were we talking about before we got stuck on the Fonz?
Yeah, we were talking about that show.
Shows
Yeah.
When they go on too long. And yeah, there are some like Lost was a great example, right? So Lost.
Yeah, I heard Lost was incredible. I never actually watched it.
I don't even know if I'd recommend it.
I hear like the first few seasons were phenomenal.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is like in the end, almost none of it really pays off, or all of it pays off. It's J.J. Abrams. This is J.J. Abrams in the beginning. This is the beginning.
So he's like the mystery box guy, right?
Yeah, right. So this is you know probably his earliest most famous mystery box. It's like, ooh, what is this island? Huh? This guy, what's that fucking column of smoke floating in the air? What is that? Why is there a polar bear here? Right? And almost none of it, like, pays off.
Gets paid off.
Right. Now, the show is well written. There's a lot of drama in there. There's some decent character work in there, and the characters themselves are good characters, right? The only character that sucks is like kind of the main guy, but everyone else.
Yeah, the guy from Party of Five.
Was that him?
Yeah, this is the older brother.
Let me see. I gotta see that. Party of Five.
I don't know if he was the main guy, but the guy from Party of Five was definitely in that show.
Well, luckily, Party of Five only has 5 characters, so Lost has a shit ton. Yep, that's him. That's fucking him, all right.
I only know that show because my mom used to love it, and I used to like, if I wanted to watch TV, I had to watch what she was watching.
Well, I liked it because it had never.
Or at least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Yeah, but I don't remember anything about that show except for that Lacey Chabert plays the violin, maybe, and that's it. And someone in there is named Matt.
Matt? I don't even remember that character. I don't remember any of the names of the characters in that show.
Me either.
Except for one. I remember one character's name was Bailey, and I remember that because I was like, what kind of a name is Bailey?
It's so.
I've never heard that name before.
It's British. It's a British name. That's the answer to that question.
Yeah, I think all the other names were like regular. I think there was someone named like Sarah and Steven, and I'm just making those names up right now, but they were just like regular names.
Well,
And then there was someone named Bailey, and I was like, what the fuck?
I don't know. The late '90s, early 2000s was definitely the age of I'd say watered down soft people names, because Bailey doesn't sound like anybody you'd be scared to box.
No, no, not at all.
like,
Bailey sounds like an alcoholic beverage.
it's Bailey, and even like Hunter. His name's Hunter. It's like
Yeah.
any little boy named Hunter. I'm not scared of. Like I don't. He's not. He's obviously not gonna grow up to be a hunter. Probably, even if he is, that would be by accident.
And
Because
hunters are only scary when they have guns.
No, well, what I'm saying is, right, when you name a kid Hunter, kids are going to make fun of him for being named Hunter. They're
Yeah,
going to
yeah.
accuse him of trying to hunt things, maybe. It's like, you going to go hunt my dog? Stay
Jeez Louise.
out of here, Hunter.
What are you hunting, Hunter?
Yeah, exactly. So, they're going to do that, and he's probably going to feel some type of way about hunting that is less than enthusiastic. Just by virtue of his name being Hunter.
Yeah, so you just doomed your kid to never hunt by naming him Hunter.
I guess. I don't want to talk about Hunter Biden. But
What?
Hunter Biden?
I don't even know who that is.
That's Joe Biden's crack smoking son.
Wait, Joe Biden has, like, offspring?
Yes. Of course. And,
Of course.
and I feel like, well, one of them is dead.
Jesus.
So his children are adults. You want to hear something messed up about Joe Biden? All right. So
What's that?
Joe Biden, when they announced he's old, he's been around for a while, so they announced the desegregation of all public schools, and he's quoted as saying, "I don't want my kids growing up in a racial jungle."
Wow.
Right, that is a public quote. That is a fact that he said that, and he even explained it. He's like, "I just thought it would be like confusing for them to, things to change all of a sudden and be different." I was like, "You thought it would be confusing? Like you thought the sight of a black child would confuse your kid? What are you teaching them, Joe? What were you teaching them that this is confusing to them?"
I mean, he might have been teaching them to be drug addicts.
Yeah, no, yeah, Hunter Biden smokes crack, man.
Yeah.
There's photo evidence of that.
So he didn't do the best job protecting his kids
No.
and providing what
wanna
they
hear
need to
something?
be successful human beings.
Well, there was a whole big hubbub that everyone ignored just because of the fact that Donald Trump was the one talking about it, where they found this laptop that Joe Biden was involved in some overseas things while he was vice president and involved in his son's business, which is illegal.
Crack.
But yeah, and then I guess Hunter Biden left 2 or 3 laptops at a repair shop, and the guy in the repair shop turned it into the FBI.
Whoa!
So, and in an interview, Hunter Biden said, "I don't know. It could be my laptop."
It could be. I don't know.
You see him, and he's just he's just kind of like a legitimate, like, soft, kind of pampered bitch boy, and he does not know how to be an adult. You want to hear something else fucked up about Hunter Biden? Before we
What's
move
that?
back to more Schmegmonomicon appropriate conversation.
Yeah.
So the son, Joe Biden's son that died, after it, Hunter Biden started like dating his wife.
What?
Yeah, he dated his sister-in-law, like of his dead brother. Now, there's really nothing wrong with that per se. I don't really think
That's weird.
It is weird. It's weird, and the fact that he's like a drug addict just means like I'm gonna attribute that to not, she was an amazing person and we were both hurting, so we found comfort in each other. To more like, I'm just kind of a scumbag. So it's just how I
They're
feel
probably
about it.
both smoking crack together, got horny.
Well, I don't know anything about the other lady. I wouldn't say that she's a crack smoker. I only know that Hunter Biden. There is a fucking picture of him sleeping with a crack pipe in his mouth, and another one of him in his fucking underwear, doing like
Jesus.
this freaking pose.
But it's like, they're fucking rich. They could fucking pay people to keep them out of the spotlight if they're doing crazy shit.
Here's the thing, though. That's not fun. And they probably already do that.
That's why nothing else has gotten out except for that.
Well, no, a lot of stuff has gotten out except for that. It's just that at this point the media is kind of, I don't know, I couldn't say that the media is running the government or that the government is running the media, but they certainly pick sides, and they don't care about right and wrong. They only care about
yeah, definitely.
Because that Hunter
Totally
Biden, like,
agree.
you didn't even know who the fuck Hunter Biden was, did you?
No, I had no clue who that was.
Because they refused to cover it. They refused to cover Prince Andrew too, and they refused to cover the Jeffrey Epstein.
I don't even know who Prince Andrew is.
He's one of those British monarch people.
All right, yeah. I guess I could have figured that if I actually thought about it.
Yeah, but he was photographed with an underage girl who accused him of her.
Sorry about this bird noise. If you can hear that.
Yeah, no, it's not too bad.
All right.
You gotta get crisp. That's why you gotta get we gotta get on the Discord. Discord.
What's
is
crisp?
It eliminates background noise. It's supposed to be more like proximity based. You can recognize things based on the echo, and it cuts that kind of shit out.
Technology. It's wondrous.
I guess. But
I'll sign up for it.
Well, I don't know why you have it, because I told you, man, I want to start the campaign soon, and I'm trying to get everybody together. Jonathan's not giving me any answer. Jose seems like he's down, but he doesn't have a computer.
So he'd be on his phone.
Yeah, but that kind of fucks with Roll20. Like, we can go old-fashioned and just do theater of the mind.
Yeah.
But, like, using Roll20 on a phone is, like, impossible. Like, I thought
Is it?
It is.
Wasn't he using it before, though?
Not to do much. I mean, you're just on Roll20, and you could see the chat, I think. That's about it. And you could probably roll. You could also roll the dice. But moving your character around is, like, impossible on the touchscreen. It's not optimized for that.
Why doesn't he have a computer?
I don't know.
He can get like a, like a $50 or $100 laptop. I mean, I know like a $50 or $100 can be a lot for some people, but
Nah, man.
I feel like he makes a decent amount, right?
I mean, you could just save up $10 a week for 10 weeks if you want.
Yeah,
Or $20
pretty
a week
much.
for 5 weeks.
Well, I mean, he's gone this long without a laptop or any type of computer, and I know for a fact, like, when you've gone that long without something, you're like, I don't need that shit.
I mean, you don't.
Because you're like, what would I use it for?
Yet. When the robots come, we will, though. We will most definitely.
You know what? I might have, like, a really old laptop. I'm going to look for it and see if it works, and I can lend it to him.
We'll see. The other option that I had was, because you can also do screen sharing on Discord, or he can just if he goes to Jonathan's house to play with Jonathan, that's another. But I can't get Jonathan on board with that. Like, I can't share my screen with you guys because I'm the dungeon master. So.
Oh, also, I'll be a bit more mobile. I just ordered a little electric motorcycle.
Nice.
Just because I don't know if I told you, but I quit my other job at the cafe.
You did mention that.
Yeah, so I'm just going to be doing like delivery stuff like DoorDash and Uber Eats for a while.
Yeah, man. A lot of people doing it.
To make up for that. So I got a little motorcycle, and I'll be able to like zoom over to your place in like 10 minutes now. Before, it would take me 40 minutes there and 40 minutes back. But now it'll be like 10 minutes, which is not bad.
You can't leave those things outside anywhere, though.
That is true, especially in your neighborhood and my neighborhood.
They're very popular too, so it's like, you know, I wouldn't recommend. I wouldn't recommend it. Don't go up anyone's
Mm.
stairs if you could avoid it. So if you have to leave your fucking bike outside.
I think I might be able to bring it upstairs because it's like an electric bike, you know?
Yeah, I mean they're still pretty heavy, but you might be able
That
to.
they are.
Yeah. Well, where do you keep it now?
It hasn't come in yet.
Okay.
It's gonna be here sometime in the next few weeks. I would give it till, well, they said the latest it'll come is the 15th of next month.
That's
So, yeah, man. And the only reason I got this one is it's the only one I could find that like I didn't have to pay all the money up front. I just set up a payment plan, so I haven't paid anything on it yet. Say once I get it, then I start paying.
Okay, I thought that's why they postponed it. It's like, yeah, why don't you put a few payments on this?
No.
Then do
Like
it.
it's already paid in full. Like the company like that partners with them paid it, and then once I get it, then they start charging me.
Okay.
It's like automatic, so I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, well, that's nice.
Yeah, and plus, it looks cool. I was like, if I'm gonna be using this thing, I want something that that I like.
Well, I'd get one, but again, there's really no place to put it. I have a shit back, and
Wait, what?
there's no place to put it, and I have a shit back. My
To
spine-
carry it, yeah.
So it wouldn't be great for me. I really need to get the fuck out of this city. Show the
You know, it's funny that you mentioned that. I'm looking to buy some property. I know we talked about this like a long ass time ago.
yes.
Do you want to hear about my little venture?
Yes, as long as it's as long as you're fine with sharing it with the internet.
I mean, it's nothing new. Like, so I'm saving up right now to just buy a piece of land, somewhere in like PA, like the Poconos or something like that,
Yeah.
or Jersey, and I'm just gonna rent it out as like a camping space. And that's the plan right there. So like it'll be a thing that it's almost like a vacation spot for me or whoever I invite, but also it's a way to sort of like make some sort of like passive income by renting it out.
What I was thinking of doing.
What's that?
What I was thinking of doing was getting a tiny home.
Well, that's kind of what's going on there. Like where I'm gonna build maybe a couple of like tiny homes on the property because it's gonna be a couple acres.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And there's something called glam camping or glamping.
Yeah.
So I would rent them out as glam campsites, but also it's something that I could live in or I could vacation in or whatever.
Yeah, that's nice. But what I was talking about was like literally probably a house on wheels.
A house on wheels?
Yeah, like a house with no land under it. Like a house that I can live in, like campsites. Like I probably eventually will buy some land or something like that.
Yeah.
I want to get some like solar panels. My greatest dream is to just mostly get off the grid, right?
Yeah.
If I can.
That kind of aligns with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Well, you inspired me back when we were talking about container houses
Yeah.
in Florida.
I mean, I'm actually looking for RVs because that's one of the I'll have like RVs on the site if I could find something that looks cool enough that'll like attract people, like an old Airstream or like a converted like Volkswagen bus or something like that.
Yeah, there's a lot of. Well, I've seen some ads for that kind of stuff. And yeah, you can definitely. Well, another thing you could do is, have you seen barns, like repurposed barns?
Yeah, that would be sick.
Yeah, you can do a lot with those. You can make like
Hell yeah.
a little bed and breakfast inside one of those really fucking easy.
I'm totally with that. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to like get funding for that. Um, I might try and like pull together some paperwork and like come to some of my friends or family or whatever and see if they want to like invest in just buying a piece of land.
I might be down. As you may imagine, my current situation, things are up in the air. But I was thinking about in Pennsylvania specifically. Well, not necessarily the Poconos because that's kind of prime real estate, so you'd have to buy that. But they're giving away land in Philly.
Well, the thing is, like, if you wanna, or at least in my thinking, if you want to make some money, you probably want to be somewhere near like lakes and like national parks and things like that. So like people that are camping can go out and like row on a lake or go hiking on a mountain and like go photography or like whatever. You don't want to just be like literally like in a
Downtown
flat
Philadelphia.
field. Yeah, yeah,
See the
exactly.
wildlife. See like two crackheads fucking and try and guess what their genders
Yeah.
are. That's how grody and gross they look. You just can't tell if it's a man and a woman or two guys.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You'll never be able to tell.
So that's my thing is I want to be near like national parks if I can or like any sort of like thing like that, whatever. And in the beginning, I feel like I'm not gonna have enough money to like buy like a super cool camping site, so I would advertise it as like just off-grid camping.
Hmm.
Bring your own shit. There's nothing there, and then eventually I can like get by like a generator for electricity, so I don't have to run like electrical underground or anything like that. And then I can get tanks that a company will refill with water, so I don't have to worry about running municipal water supply. I don't know
Yeah.
what the cost difference would be. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's more expensive to do it that way. I don't know.
Uh, well, I don't know how the wells are in PA. It was just do well.
Wells are cool. I think that sounds pretty sweet. But then you have to worry about like, let's say someone comes camping in your site and then they just like start pouring vodka in your well or something like that. They're like
It shouldn't.
pissing in it.
If it's a deep enough well, then that's not gonna matter because that's already happening. Like
I guarantee that's happened.
no. Once that water gets underground and it's all mixing together, that's the
Yeah.
water table. So that's like a lot. That's why a lot of people have a problem with like fracking and stuff. It's like, what the fuck, bro? I can't even live on this land anymore
Oh shit! Wow.
because
There was
you like really
was it?
you crack it and now your whole water table is just fucking polluted.
Damn, that's fucked up. I was looking at a piece of land. It was like or something like that. It was like kind of expensive. It was like 89,000, which I definitely don't have. And but it had like this sweet fucking stream just running through the middle of it. I was like, dude, that's water right there. It's perfect.
Maybe.
Like if you wanted to go like off grid, that's like the perfect site.
I guess. River water will fuck you up though.
Yeah, well, you might have to boil it or something like that.
Yeah, you get some treatment tablets. Put a little tablet in there.
Yeah, but yeah, I totally agree with you. I love that idea. Like either getting an RV or like retrofitting a van or something like that or a bus.
Yeah.
And you have complete freedom. You can just go wherever you want. You could
Yeah.
stay in the city if you wanted to.
Well, that's what I was gonna do for the most part. Not stay in the city. Fuck that. I was gonna go to other people's, like, since I'm mobile. Hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go see my family in upstate or in Ohio
Yeah.
for a few weeks. Find a place to park it.
Imagine you drive your home to work. You work all day, then you just come home and just go to sleep. Like you're parked right outside your job and you
Well,
just go to sleep.
I wouldn't do it like that. I definitely thought about that. Like I thought about that a lot. It was like, yeah, man. It's a motor.
You can park near your job for like whatever days you work for 5 days out of the week, and then on the weekend you can just drive upstate or something. Or
Yeah, well, I'd park somewhere near. you'd want to work somewhere near a campsite, but you don't really have to. Like, get that close, man. It's mobile, baby.
Yeah, yeah, totally agree. But here's the thing, right? Let's say we get a piece of land, right? And we advertise it as off-grid camping, and let's say it's 5 acres. I think you can have like 3 campsites per acre. What's 5 times 3? 15. Let's say you charge people what, like $50 a night?
That seems a bit expensive.
Expensive? I don't know. I
Maybe.
was looking at Airbnb, and they have these campsites that are like $150, $200 a night.
Yeah, well, you gotta look into why that's the case. Like, if your location is that good, then obviously you can do that. Like, you charge anything if people just want it.
So I saw 200, and I was like, damn, let's lowball that and say 50.
You gonna undercut the fucking Airbnb people?
Well, like you said, like they have like really nice like tents and like all these amenities and things like that,
Yeah.
which in the beginning I wouldn't have, or
But yeah,
depending on if I can get like some backing, then as a collective we'd probably pull some cool shit off.
maybe.
But right now, since I don't have anyone like interested, I'm thinking, all right, so I can save up $10,000, buy this, that, and then like as time goes on and I collect the money, I can like upgrade every year or something like that, and then eventually get to that $200 price per night.
Yeah.
But like I was saying, like let's say you have 3 campsites, 5 acres, times that by, if you can pack it together, making $200 a night. That's crazy bank right there.
Yeah. No, that's great. I mean, provide it's seasonal, so you got to take that into account. It's also conditional on the point that people are going to stay there.
Yeah, and also you need someone that's probably gonna like watch the campsites and reset things when people leave. You're gonna have to pay for someone to bring the water. You're gonna have to pay for repairs to things. So yeah, there's a lot of logistics that have to get worked out as well.
Yeah, but that's not a bad deal. That kind of sounds like a job that I would want. Like I play in D&D with a guy. I think he lives in Alaska and he works for the Parks Department. And I'm like, wow, it sounds like a dream job. Except for
Yeah.
that. And then I realized, in Alaska, those parks have bears.
Oh damn. So you need a gun.
Well, yeah. Well, he's probably very accustomed to living in Alaska. What he says when I brought it up was, I don't care about bears. What I care about is moose.
Okay, yeah, moose are crazy.
They're much bigger. They're much bigger than bears. They are. I think they're the biggest land animal in North America.
Yeah, I've seen like videos of mooses,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're scary and they're aggressive.
Yeah, they can be. You don't. Whatever they're
And they
trying to
love
do,
licking
just
cars.
Get out of their way.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can really do. Just wanna
And their
kill a
favorite
moose.
thing is licking cars.
I think they kind of lick everything though. Like you want to see something like really gross. I think it's mooses, right? So mooses have like fur. They grow like fur over their antlers, and it like there's a certain point of the year where I think when they're mating or something, where it's or after what they're done mating, or after winter.
I've seen this.
Yeah, where they start shedding that fur over there, and there's like blood, and it really looks like a moose just tore somebody apart.
Yeah,
The
it's
first
very
time I saw
gory.
it-
There's like sheets of flesh and blood just hanging from their horns.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
Yeah, it's terrifying.
these people aren't lying, man. Look at him, jeez, to shreds.
Yeah, I wouldn't I don't know. That's terrifying. They should put that in a game where someone's fucking
I remember from
horns.
Invader Zim, there was an episode, I guess, where Zim kidnapped his entire class, and they ended up going into like this other dimension,
Okay.
and all that was in it was a moose, and it was just this
Ugh.
moose, and it was just like chewing on nuts and staring at them. He was like,
Did it have flesh antlers?
No, it didn't have flesh antlers. It was just ominous and there. It was just standing there menacingly. SpongeBob said, "He's just standing
Menacingly.
there menacingly."
You know, it's a weird thing, but I never got into SpongeBob or like Invader Zim, even though like I saw Invader Zim and I thought it looked super cool and I always wanted to see it, but I just never did.
Well, Invader Zim is really good. SpongeBob is kind of after our time. So was sort of Invader Zim. I feel like we were teenagers when that show came out. However, it's one of those shows that it's not. I don't think it's good for children anyway.
There's a bunch of shows that like came in like after our time that I was interested in. I just don't know why I never like sat down and actually watched them.
Well, Jordan Vasquez.
Oh, you know what? It's probably because I had a job at that point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Wait, I don't know. I gotta check. But Jordan Vasquez, like he was not like a children's. He was a comic book writer, and he wrote like these messed up comic books. One of them, very famous, was Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Okay,
All right. I don't know if you've heard of that one.
I have heard of it.
Yeah, I'm not joking when he's saying this guy's a homicidal maniac. And in a few issues, he gets really depressed and becomes Johnny the Suicidal Maniac. So
Oh yeah,
this comic was not for children.
there's like a monster, right, that lives in his closet or something like that.
There's a monster that lives in, I think it's this wall in his house, and he has to paint it with human blood to keep it inside. And so he kills people. And
Jeez. Oh, that's why he does it.
Well, sort of. He's also really, really deranged. Right? Like he kills without thought. And sometimes he just doesn't. Like there's a spin-off series called Squee about a little boy that lives next door to him that he'll occasionally just sneak into Squee's room and terrorize him. But really, in Johnny's mind, he's trying to be friends with him. But Squee is named Squee because Squee. He's scared.
Like a pig?
Well, he's scared. It's supposed to be like I guess almost like that ear-piercing little girl scream is a Squee.
Yeah. Wait, it's because like, what does Johnny have him as like a hostage or something?
Sort of. Basically,
Okay.
Squee is everyone's hostage. All right.
Everyone's hostage?
Yeah, Squee is consistently tortured by aliens. He's friends with the devil's son. So occasionally the devil just shows up.
Okay.
Right? And Squee is just always just existing in constant terror. But at the same time, he also seems like he's not fazed by by things that would scare a normal child.
Okay, yeah, because he's in such a high state of awareness or whatever.
Yeah. So Squee was good, and so was Johnny the Homicidal Maniac. If you want to pick up some.
It's like someone will like cut their finger off, and this kid's like, "Oh, okay." But if you see it's like a wall monster that you have to rub human blood on, he's like, "Whoa, chill."
Yeah. I don't know if it was kind of like one of those Inception moments, right? So eventually, Johnny convinces himself, that he's crazy, that there is no monster. And he tries to, be a regular person. I think he met like a girl, and I think he was going to kill her, but she was interesting enough that it was one of the times that he didn't kill someone.
Okay.
And I think she got a spin-off too. I can't remember what it was called. But yeah, and he started questioning his own psychopathy.
Sanity.
And he stopped, and then, eventually a monster burst out of that wall.
All right, yeah.
Like a Cthulhu monster.
I guess he should have kept on. Was the monster really himself?
No. It was a disgusting Cthulhu monster. It was like tentacles and shit.
Ah, Cthulhu monster.
Spoilers for Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
I'm looking up the picture of it right now. Okay, yep, that's straight up Cthulhu right there. Cthulhu or hentai. Whichever.
Yeah, that looks like Nub Sugarath.
Yeah, and it also looks like Invader Zim.
Well, that's his art style.
Okay.
Like most of his characters look like that to some degree. But
I'm sure this was like really big with like goth kids, scene kids, like.
I mean, it might be. Yeah, it's contemporary with that. It's from 1995 to 1997.
What's that store that sells all like the weird band stuff?
Hot Topic.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
Looks like a very Hot Topic type of thing.
Yeah, well, I kind of feel like he was one of the pioneers of that aesthetic, right? And
Yeah.
sort of that attitude. I kind of feel like it's really derivative of that, as much as that is derivative in some part of him.
Yeah.
Because
Not that I'm knocking Hot Topic, because I mean, I've been shopping at Hot Topic before.
yeah, well, when it became cool to be not cool. That's why Hot Topic, I believe it's probably maybe originally intended as an ironic name.
Ironic,
Yeah.
because you're trying to be not cool so that you can be cool. Yeah, I get it.
It's counterculture related stuff.
Yeah, very try hard.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you don't do what everyone else is doing. Do what we're doing, which is kind of what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, when you're like, I'm fucking unique. Look at me. I look like every single person in this place.
Yeah.
We're unique. Well, I mean, are you?
Well, that was kind of when I stopped. I used to have a trench coat. I had a duster. I had like
You still have a what?
a duster. It's like
Oh, it's like a trench coat, right?
Yeah.
With like,
it has like
yeah.
a big, I guess, flap over the shoulders.
Yeah.
So it served as a decent raincoat.
Yeah, it's like a cowboy thing.
Yeah.
Dusters.
Yeah. So I had that. I had like some motorcycle boots, but most of that wasn't intentionally trying to look like that. I just kind of I was in a store one day and it wasn't Hot Topic. I don't think I've ever bought anything from Hot Topic.
You just got shit that you liked, right?
Yeah, we were in this mall. I think it was in upstate Ohio or something, right? I was a teenager, and my dad's like, "Come on, let's go like clothes shopping," and we bought like regular clothes, and then like we were just fucking around in some other shops, and he bought me like a sword and this trench coat and some motorcycle boots. I was like, damn. Actually, the motorcycle boots I might have got the motorcycle boots on September 11th.
Oh well.
Cause
So you were cutting school.
nah, September 11th, 2001. I was already might have been a dropout at that point.
Okay, gotcha.
Right. So,
I was cutting school.
I guess technically. But yeah, that's where we went. We were supposed to go to the outlet malls, in Tanger Outlets in Long Island.
Okay, yeah.
So we had a few cousins over, all the brothers and sisters, and then, you know, my brother comes upstairs and says, "Yo, they flew a plane into the fucking World Trade Center." And it was my baby brother, and I was just like I was not believing him.
What?
Because like basically I was not gonna go, uh, which would have been weird because my entire family got stuck. Like they closed down all the bridges, so
Okay.
we all got stuck in Long Island
Damn.
because they
I mean,
closed
it's not
down.
that bad. I basically live there now.
Yeah, it was just one day out of the one day we had to stay at a motel, but
Oh man.
yeah, so they closed down all the bridges. But yeah, that's where we were at. It was in the Tanger outlets, and I'm not sure. I remember I bought boots that day. It was either Tim's or the motorcycle boots. I don't remember which. But
Okay.
I still have those motorcycle boots. They're durable. They're Harley Davidson boots,
Nice.
and they're like high boots, so they're good for the snow. I got those brake pad grills on them. The brake pad waffle soles.
Yeah.
So very durable.
I'm actually looking for a decent pair of motorcycle boots myself.
Well, they're not very comfortable. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, like motorcycle gear. It'll keep you safe for the most part under, certain situations, but it's definitely not comfortable to wear.
Yeah.
Like if you drop your bike at like 30, 40 miles an hour, like it'll keep most of your skin on.
Yeah, because
Hopefully you don't break anything.
Leather's durable, you know. And
Yeah.
You gotta put that spine protector on too.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Yeah. I mean, so a lot of people actually, well, actually not a lot of people, but a few people would call me hipsters back in the day. And I was like, dude, what the hell's a hipster? I don't even know what you're calling me, man.
Yeah, I mean, you and I are technically hipsters, I guess, because we sort of fit that mold, but I kind of think that they took the idea from us. So I just stopped trying to be cool after a point, and I think that's when you become
What a
cool.
hipster is? I still to this day don't really know what a hipster is.
Well, hipsters are kind of like counterculture, right? It's like they do things ironically, and there's a lot of like absurdism in there. Like I remember one of my friends, and I love him, but yeah, he was like rocking like a gas station shirt with like someone's name on it, and I was like, I was like, he's like, yeah, I got it at a thrift store. I was like, why the hell did you buy that at a thrift store? Why would you pay for that? It's like a uniform. He was like, I thought it'd be funny. And I was like, yo, I have one of those shirts with my name on it. Because I worked at a gas station.
That's hysterical. Yeah, I always thought like hipsters were like, they were wearing like the tight jeans with like Converse. They had beards and like pompadour haircuts, and would wear like really tight floral button-down T-shirts.
It's not that. Like Portlandia, you gotta watch Portlandia because it embraces and makes fun of hipster culture very well. The only thing you need to do, I'll send you a link because there's two songs that they wrote about the spirit of the '90s, right? So that's basically the genesis of hipsters and sort of the fall of Western civilization.
The fall of Western civilization.
Bro, they're bringing back the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. They're doing like, oh look, it's a Friends reunion. It's like, just remember all the stuff that you love. Yeah, look, your childhood is coming back. Full House is getting another season. Invader Zim got another season. I mean, that was 2001. Like Invader Zim got a movie. Like they're bringing it all back, man. It's
Wait, Invader Zim's getting a reboot?
It got a movie.
Really? You gotta check it out.
They gave it a movie that was on Netflix and it was pretty good. But you haven't
Does that
seen
make
the
me a
series.
hipster?
But that's what I'm saying. They brought it all back because no one has any good ideas, and that's, I guess, what most hipsters do.
So was that the height of entertainment? Was the '90s?
For the current generation, apparently, I want something new. I was like, yeah, my childhood was okay. Like, people think about Transformers, right? And He-Man.
Yeah.
There's another fucking He-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
He-Man was never good. Okay? He-Man wasn't out there slicing dudes up with that sword. He just...
No, I'd much rather watch, like, Thundercats.
Even Thundercats. Thundercats was better than He-Man.
Yeah.
Because they actually tried to have a storyline.
Yeah.
But, yeah, He-Man's not... It was never a good show. It was never that good a show. Transformers.
You know
and
what
G.I.
wasn't a
Joe
good show?
were not good shows. They were made to sell toys. That was as good
Teenage
as they
Mutant
had to
Ninja
be.
Turtles was terrible.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles started off as a comic. So it started off as art and eventually became a commercial.
Yeah, But I've seen, like, I went back and seen, like, some of the episodes. Like, the animation is atrocious. Like, the storylines are terrible. Like, the later Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle shows are way better.
I agree, as far as from a technical aspect, because they didn't.
No, from, like, an everything aspect. Like, they actually had story, and the animation slick, character designs were on point.
When we were kids, basically, what you had to show was, how can we make a toy out of this? And Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is great. Because what, animal people? Alright, we'll just keep doing animal people. What do we got? Let's make a rhino guy and a pig guy. Those are the bad guys. We got Mondo Gecko. He's got cool red sneakers and a skate on his tail. That's another one. Oh, Leatherneck.
Yeah.
What was that guy's name?
What about Leather? It wasn't Leatherface.
It was not Leatherface. That's another.
No,
that's
it definitely
another
wasn't.
franchise.
Yeah. Oh, I forget what his name is. It was Leather something.
I think it was
Leatherhead. Leatherhead.
Okay.
Yeah. But then the one guy that did not fit in at all was the Rat King. He was just like some homeless dude.
He fit in perfectly with the actual setting of the sewers.
But he wasn't a mutant. He was just some dude.
But he knew how to control rats. That should have actually made him one of the more powerful characters, but he was a joke, and he wore toilet paper on him. For whatever reason.
Why they wrap dirty toilet paper all over this guy?
I mean, he uses what he finds, and he lives in the sewers, so you do the math. The Rat King, I always respect the Rat King as a concept. That really should have been a better character than it was.
I think that if he was the Rat King, right, he should have been able to, like, you know, control Splinter in some way and been a much more, like, what do you call that, like, stronger opponent for them.
Yes, that should have been a story that was explored. I don't know if it ever was. Like, even if you put a robot hat on Splinter and he fought the Turtles, that would be awesome.
What did you say? Put a robot hat on him?
Yeah, somehow. Didn't the Rat King use technology? I know he had robot rats. Or was that...
No, the robot rats was, it was Baxter Stockman.
Baxter
was the robot rat guy.
Stockman.
Then he turned into a fly man.
We're gonna make him into a fly. Why? Because no one wants to buy a toy of a scientist.
Yeah, because in the comic, I don't think he ever turned into a fly.
I don't remember. The original comic was gritty.
Yeah, I actually, a couple years ago, I bought it on Comixology.
It was originally intended. I feel like he chose the title Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, ironically, like, I want to make like a comic, but about the most ridiculous subject possible. And it was.
And what's that?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, that's commonplace term now, but back then that was probably the most ridiculous thing that this publisher ever heard. What do you mean?
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Ninja Turtles. Nobody's gonna.
It's a long ass name. But it makes for a really good song. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Chuck Lorre.
Oh wait, is that a copyright strike right there?
Not yet. I think you got like 10 seconds or something. But yeah,
Really?
that was Chuck Lorre. Chuck Lorre, the guy who did 2.5 Men, wrote that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, he was a genius.
Did the Big Bang Theory? I'd say so. Somehow, a lot of people hate on the Big Bang Theory. I'm fine with it. I understand why people don't like it because it's kind of lowbrow, but it's pretending to be highbrow.
Yeah, big thing. I never really watched it, but it never made me like upset or anything like that. It just kind of seemed
Well, I think
like generic, but like
yeah, but it's its own thing because it's nerd humor.
uniquely generic.
Yeah, uniquely generic. Jeez. That's
I just sound like an
the
idiot,
hipster
huh?
movement, like right there. No, what do you
Uniquely
mean?
generic.
You just said something profound. That's what we were talking about with Hot Topic and everything. Everyone's trying to be like special. Everyone wants
Yeah.
well, a lot of people say that that's the fall of Western civilizations because we don't live in reality anymore. We already live in the simulation. We're already creating a version of reality that doesn't meet up with reality, right? Like,
I think in some ways we're getting closer to real reality.
no. Well,
Like,
when the bombs
so-
fall, maybe. If that's what you mean.
I was talking to a friend the other day, and we were talking about like cryptocurrencies, and they're like, "Dude, like, what are these? They're like nothing. They don't have any meaning. Like, why would you buy something that isn't anything?" I'm like, "Dude, what's real money?" He's like, "It's money. You can like trade it or whatever." He's like, "Yeah, but it's just a piece of paper."
It's paper. Like other people have made that same money and got in trouble for making that money because someone else, even if it was a perfect copy, right? Someone else is gonna say, "Nah, man, that's not real money."
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah,
Like if I go to well, not nowadays because we're like, if you go to Sentinelese Island, right, and give them fucking money, they don't give a shit. They'll like just shoot you with a fucking
wait. Oh, you're talking
with
about
arrows.
that island off the coast of India. With
Yeah.
With the people that have not had contact outside for.
Yeah, exactly. It's only worth something if you care about it, like if you give it some sort of worth. So if you think that Bitcoin is worth more than the American dollar, then hey, guess what? It is.
Well, at this point,
You just have to get enough people to back it with you.
The way Bitcoin sort of cheated and became relevant was that a lot of people who had Bitcoin lost their Bitcoin, right? So it already has like a real scarcity value because of the fact that most of it that exists, no one actually has access to. Right? So people just keep like investing in it and investing in it, and it doesn't. You don't make like they don't print like new crypto like at a crazy rate. They do. Bitcoin
But there's like a finite number of Bitcoins. Like once you've mined all of it, there's no more Bitcoin.
I don't know about that. I have no fucking idea how this works. I know that I was listening to Elon Musk describe it, right? Because he was talking about how Dogecoin, from a technological aspect, is superior to Bitcoin, and it's because you can. It's mined at a better schedule. Like Bitcoin's blockchain is old. Right, Dogecoin is essentially it's a clone. Technologically, it's a clone of Bitcoin. They just like improved on some things. Like trying to cash out your Bitcoin used to be a fucking hassle, right? Because I don't even know how you. Well, now it's easy because you can just.
Yeah, you go to Coinbase and you say, "Hey, I don't want this anymore. You take it. Give me some money."
Yeah, but back when crypto first started, like everyone was like, "What do you mean? What the fuck is a Bitcoin? It's a coin? Why don't you do Bit Bill?
Yeah, right.
Sounds cheap." And yeah,
But I
I
think it's like it's bringing to light that like what is money? Like this stuff that people are working so hard for, like the government's actually like coming up with their own like cryptocurrency.
good for
And what
them, I
does that
guess.
mean? Does that mean what's that?
Good for them, I guess. All they would have to do is just do USD, and it's just digital now, which it already is.
Which is a little crazy because the whole point of cryptocurrencies is that they're decentralized. But I think America's trying to have a centralized cryptocurrency, which doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. Well, that's the good and bad thing about the state of the world now is we're we're more than ever a global community. The internet has brought us together in like such weird ways that we're exchanging ideas and thoughts, and people are just come up with a great idea. Hey, how about this, right?
Hey, check this out. Yeah.
But we're sort of tied to our government, on what we can do based on geography, which is dumb. Why don't we just do something else? Like,
Yeah, right.
how about we just don't use their money? Like,
You could totally do that.
yeah, we'll control we'll decentralize it. Why are we making other people rich? Let's just make our own money, and it somehow worked.
Yeah.
It somehow worked.
Because it makes sense. That's how it worked.
But it's the same concept, though. It's the same concept of currency that's existed for 6,000 years.
Yeah, well, it's a little different. At least the way I think about it is because, like, with all right, let's say the U.S. dollar, right? Now It seems like to me they're actively trying to devalue the American dollar. Like all these stimuluses and all this, they're printing money like crazy. Like, oh yeah, we're in debt. Let's just print a shit ton of money so that way our debt is actually less. But it's not less. It's just the dollars are worth less that you're using.
Well, I don't think they're doing that on purpose.
I think they have to because it's dumb, and I refuse to believe that the people that are running our country are that dumb. They might be sinister.
I hate to break
But
it to you, but they might just be that dumb. They're all old. They've been there too long. Like
I don't think it's
they
idiocy.
even the new ones that they have are just absolutely atrocious. It is.
I think it's on purpose.
Here's why it is idiocy, right? Because there are very few scandals that aren't public knowledge, right? Now, the reason that they can get away with this is that most people aren't paying attention. Most people just want to live their lives. Most people aren't really concerned with the government. They're aware that it's corrupt. But for the most part, you go to work, you make your money, and you come home, and that doesn't affect you. It doesn't affect you to a huge amount, but that went on too long. Like, it was too long that they just had kind of a free hand, and they kept like upping the ante, right?
Yeah.
They kept upping the ante, right? So they like Donald Trump, right? So obviously he's never held public office. He was probably not qualified to be president of the United States, but he could just hire people who are, right? But those people want things other than money. They're probably already rich. They want things. So, all right, so you're going to help me do whatever I'm trying to do in office, and I'll help you do whatever you're trying to do in office. And the actual running of the country was kind of forgotten over time because they're doing politics. They're not running the country, right? Our education system has just nosedived since the 50s. Right?
Which is crazy. Like why? Like we have the model. Let's look at the country that is doing the best and just do what they're doing. Like it's simple.
Well,
just take what they're doing, copy it.
During the Obama years, they sort of did that, but they probably went a little too hard with it. What?
They didn't do that. They tried to make their own thing.
What do you mean?
Like, don't.
The Common Core mathematics? I think that's standard in Europe. I'm not sure.
I don't think
Maybe
so.
that's why it's
But
called
then again,
Common
I don't
Core.
know. It seems like they were just trying to come up with their own new, fresh way of doing things when you could just look at fucking Europe or Japan and see what they're doing and just do the same thing.
Similar, but the other thing is now, all right, you do that. Do you get reelected next year? Do people like that you did this? And not everybody is that smart. Not everybody is very equipped to deal with change. So they're also not good at dealing with the American people, which is why we're having like these stimuluses. It should be common knowledge in everyone's mind that what they're doing is just like printing money. But I had to explain that to people, like they were like, "Oh yeah, fuck yeah, another stimulus." I'm like, "No, what do you mean?"
Yeah, it's terrible.
I was like, "They're just gonna print more money, and that means that you got a raise this year, right?" He was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You make less money now." like all the money that you have is worth less every time they do that. So
Yeah, it's because like you have. Well, it's not backed by gold anymore. But let's say we have a pound of gold, and a $1 worth 1 pound of gold. Now, if you print $2, now $2 are worth that 1 pound of gold. You just split the worth of that 1 pound and divided it by two. And every time you print another dollar, you're dividing that 1 pound of gold every single time.
But here's why it doesn't actually matter, and it's why it's kind of stupid. Right? Currency in general is kind of stupid, right? So it's a merit based.
No, I don't think currency is dumb.
No,
I mean, unless.
it's a good idea in theory, but the way we're doing it with like inflation.
Oh yeah, no, inflation's
We should
weird.
we should do away with the pretense. The reason why you don't want to do that is because like we're a very wealthy nation, right? So if the U.S. dollar, just say the U.S. dollar or whatever, let's say a digital credit, right? The world just adopted a digital credit,
Yeah.
right? So now you're probably making as much money as somebody in say like Africa. So it's like, well, hold on. I had a cushy job in an office before, like now I might need to like be a miner or something. like what is the economy look like when you do that? Because it's previously it was mostly supply chains and stuff like that, right? So Africa in ancient times very wealthy because there's gold in Africa. People valued gold so much so that Europe conquered the world. To get more of it, they conquered the New World, searching for it.
Yeah.
Right?
You were mining it.
Yeah. But you'd think that because Africa has all the gold that they'd still be rich. But well, what they did was just change the rules. They're like, well, how about this? I'll give you something else in exchange for that gold, and we'll call it uneven because even though the gold is worth more than whatever the hell I probably gave you, who else are you gonna sell gold to?
Yeah.
That's why Muammar Gaddafi died, was because he was proposing that all African oil-producing nations only trade gold in the golden dinari. Like they were gonna do an African dinari.
Okay.
They were gonna do a new. So the oil was only going to, like, if you want to do that, you had to pay it for it in gold. And it really would have destabilized the entirety of the world's economy to some degree. But I think we should very soon, hopefully, be off of oil. That's kind of my dream. That's why I really want to go solar. I want to get like I wouldn't care if I had like an electric motorcycle and a little, little trailer that I can pull with my tiny home in it. If I can put this computer and power it with solar energy,
Yeah.
then that's my existence. Like I have, it should be free. If it's an electric car, that can also, or an electric motorcycle, that can also be powered by electricity, then by the sun. And I should also, I would like to do that. And we're very, the thing
You
is,
could like. You can ride your motorcycle and put like a small like wind turbine on it, so as you're driving, the wind is like keeping it powered up. but also have like
Nah,
solar panels all over it
nah. It was just
and have
look.
regenerative braking.
No, you just have the you just have a big old battery on connected to your
Well, you got
solar
to
panel
recharge it though.
with the sun.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not always in the sun, right? Like, it's only effective if you're in the brightest areas of sun. That's just not always going to
No,
happen.
no, no. That's what I'm saying is that we're coming to a point where solar is getting effective, right? There should be no reason why we're doing these oil wars anymore, because we're coming to a point where solar is getting effective, right? Like
But you also need like really big solar panels in order to like charge
so.
anything of like substance.
No,
Yeah, like even like a cell phone needs like a really big.
no,
No.
not really. Like people just like think about it this way. I have a friend. He lives in Queens. All right. The power company pays him because he has
Oh
solar
yeah,
panels on his roof.
yeah. It sells it back to them.
Yeah, but
The power.
that's his entire household,
Yeah.
right? So, however much that is, that is a net gain in power. That's how effective it is. It's more than he needs.
Yeah.
It's more than his family needs. All right, and I kind of think that we would. Well, one of the things we're running into problems with now is I don't know if you heard like China is making moves on Taiwan, and Russia was taking pot shots, like actual firing at
Whoa.
the UK Navy because they're doing
Damn.
exercises over there,
They're not smart.
and China was doing aerial exercises over Taiwan airspace. Is it Taiwan or? I think it's Taiwan.
Uh-oh, I might have to re-enlist.
Ugh, you don't want to fight that war.
No, definitely not.
If we think about it this way, if we invaded China and Russia, like let's say that would be the worst case scenario. Really, is if China and Russia teamed up, which there's no reason why they shouldn't. They used to be allies, and neither one of those governments seems to have very many scruples. Like, yeah, let's deal with everybody else, and then we'll fuck each other over in the end. That's what I get from from both of those the recent history of both of those countries and their governments is yeah, well, we'll do that and then we'll apologize later. Like
Yeah, that's the way to
you
go.
invaded Ukraine. You invaded Crimea. That's like a part of quote unquote a part of Russia now.
I'll do what I want and ask for forgiveness.
Yeah, and they put sanctions on him, but nobody went to war even though he invaded another country.
Then when it's too late, I will take you over.
No, well, he wanted that because there was like this pipeline going from Russia, and now it's into Germany. I think it's all the way across Europe, from Russia to Europe, and you know they're continuing it. Like also, we have that big ass pipeline that's been being unpopularly built. My whole thing is I kind of it's such a waste, but the billionaires in charge of that, the people who have those contracts to build those, and the governments, they have an investment in that oil, and in order to make themselves relevant, not for the good of the people, because think about it this way, right? So the reason why I brought that up was like the U.S. has 3 power grids, and there's been evidence that China hacked Texas's power grid because Texas has its own power grid. I guess just because big. I forget why, but Texas has its own power grid, and they've been having a shit ton of problems with it, and it's believed to be hacked, right? But we could strengthen our power grid if every house has a solar roof.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there's definitely incentives for it. Like they're actively incentivizing that right now. But like you said, there's
I
that
know about
credit,
that, but
and they buy it back.
they're ramping up military operations in the Middle East, though. Right? Like Iran, I think they have like a new, really hardline regime, and Iran got involved. Well, Barack Obama also got us involved in Yemen, So Iran did pulled a United States of America, and Iran's been doing that and getting shit for it, and so is Russia. Well, they'll do proxy wars, right? So they were liberating the people of Yemen, right? They sponsored a revolution, basically.
Mm-hmm.
They pulled the U.S. Right? So the revolution was going okay. However, Saudi Arabia, our piece of crap allies,
Piece of crap allies.
yeah, they kind of own Yemen by just, I guess, sheer force of will, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they sponsored their own. They propped up their own puppet government that they have in Yemen, and they were fighting a war in that. And we came in on the Saudi side of that. Right. Now, it's debatable whether this is any good. Like, I know a couple of years ago in Libya, where Gaddafi fell, they had like slave markets supposedly, and
Yeah.
even to this day, like, there's not really a real government in Libya. It's like controlled by like, all the military, the revolutionaries that took over that country. They just kind of made their own little warlord states, I guess.
Okay.
uh, which is not good for obvious reasons. Like there's a lack of infrastructure. Whereas prior to that, under Gaddafi, the dictator, everyone was supposed to be entitled to housing. Like they were constantly building new houses. I mean, they had a shit ton of land just out in the desert because there's nothing going on out there. Okay, we'll build houses. We sell oil, we build houses. And he dug and found water under the Sahara.
Oh damn.
So yeah, so he's bringing water. He was sort of popular. I feel like I feel like that revolution was kind of bullshit, like the Arab Spring thing. Like I feel like they just trained some people, and the other people in Libya were like, well, I mean, we're not really fighters. We're just
We're lovers.
loving our public housing and
Yeah.
yeah.
They
So
were doing good.
like, there's this good video that there was a preacher. He was, like a Nation of Islam preacher, and he was talking about Muammar Gaddafi, right? Because they were always painted out as like a dictator, and he was. He definitely did some messed up stuff, but there is no government that exists for which that is not true. Right?
Wow.
Right? Like 100 years ago, we had slaves. Right?
Wait, what?
The United States of America. You didn't know about this? They used to have slaves.
Oh, sorry. I misheard what you said.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So, like, Gaddafi, there's this video of him driving around in an SUV, hanging out of the sunroof, and just, fist pumping. Just everybody, like, yeah, like driving around. I don't know if they're playing music or something, but he's basically being a hype man at a concert, just out in the streets of Tripoli, and he's just amping everybody up. And I was like, I remember the last president that did that was John F. Kennedy.
Got shot.
And we liked him.
Yeah, right.
So say what you want about a dictator. Tulsi Gabbard, she's a ex-army, I believe. She was supposed to be. That's someone I would have voted for president, because she wanted to get us out of all the wars. Because Barack Obama was supposed to. That didn't happen. Like that was like, her story was more interesting. Like, she was head of the Democratic National Convention, and she left that position because to join the Bernie Sanders campaign.
Okay.
Right? She wanted to not show, like, preference for her candidate that she's joining, so she resigned from that position because she didn't want to help Hillary Clinton, because Hillary Clinton is just going to be the successor to Obama, and Obama didn't do any of these, get rid of any of these wars. And if anything, we got more of them, because we had Yemen and Syria, Yemen and Libya and Syria, and all that stuff happened under Obama. Some of that he inherited, but some of the Libya thing fucking, it was all him, baby. He admits that he regrets that. But yeah. Anyways.
You know, it's funny because I remember when we first started this, you were like, "And we're definitely not going to be talking about politics."
Sort of. The thing is, I do want to talk about it because I don't really
Yeah.
have anybody to talk to about it.
Ah, all right, all right.
Like there's like every time I bring this up, you know, everyone gets very defensive because they voted for one old psychopath or another, and I'm like,
I'm like, bro,
those people don't matter. You matter, right? You're
yo,
allowed to make a mistake. I'm not saying that you're an idiot, but you got to do better next time. But everybody just doubles down. It's like we've been voting for Pepsi or Coke, you know, for years now, and
yeah,
the entire time we've been complaining about how crappy uh, the country is and how it's getting worse and worse. But everybody still keeps voting for Pepsi and Coke, and I'm like, you ever think of doing something different? And that was there was this campaign for Tulsi Gabbard and another guy, Jocko Willink. But Tulsi Gabbard, obviously a Democrat. Jocko Willink is a Republican. They're both ex-army. Jocko Willink is a bad, not Jocko Willink. Oh my God, no. Jocko Willink is ex-army. He's like ex-special forces. He's like a
okay.
fitness guy. But let me see. Oh my God. There was a Unity 2020 that was started by a guy named Brett Weinstein for this specific purpose of getting like a bipartisan party in there. So one of them was going to be, you know, you have a Democrat and Republican together as president and vice president. And one of them was going to be president. Doesn't matter who. Their purpose seemed to be to get us the fuck out of the wars. Which is the sentiment that everyone in America has. Like if you ask anyone,
Uh-huh.
hey, you think we should go to more war? I don't think most people are gonna say yes. Not anyone
No.
sane. It's like, yeah, we were there for 20 years. It didn't work. Obviously, we made things worse.
Yeah, no one wants to go to war unless it's for a reason. Like someone's like fucking with you and they won't stop. You're like, bro, I'm gonna have to fuck you up now.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that I'm gonna have to fuck you up now. It's more like there was even if you had like good intentions, like all right, you know, I want to free some people from these oppressive dictatorships. That didn't happen. They're living, you know, worse now. Iraq. Think about ISIL or you know the Islamic State over there. It was like a whole nation that was just created because Syria was in conflict and Iraq was in conflict. And there was just a space in between them, and Lebanon and all that whole area was just so destabilized that like there was nowhere for people to run. So they just took up arms and made this crazy extremist organizations, and it's like, well, are you that surprised? Like they're being pushed to an extreme, and at this point, I honestly can't say that anyone over here has any right to tell them that they're wrong.
Has the right to what?
Has the right to tell them that they're wrong for fighting. It's like, just give up. It's like, why give up? We tried.
Yeah, why?
Up. Giving up didn't work. They're still fighting. They're still bombing. Why are we giving? Why? Like,
yeah.
Like the Iraqi government fell.
It's never like black and white. There's always like a reason for shit like that to happen.
Well, it's always the same reason, but in this case, our reason there is purely money. Like Afghanistan is like is very mineral rich. Like there's supposedly a mother ton of lithium under Afghanistan. Yeah. Right. Obviously, you need that for your fucking phone. Maybe for my solar panels.
Yeah, you know, I need a new phone every year.
But that's why we need to get off. Yeah, if you didn't need a phone every year, and the children mining cobalt in the mines of Africa.
Yeah.
So you can have like the iPhone S10. I need to get a phone in between phones for when I don't have the newest phone. Is the I get the S or whatever the fuck. The
Yeah.
Samsung Galaxy Note.
Yeah, I've had the same phone for a very long time.
I end
I'm
up
gonna use it till
I break them, so I have no choice.
I'm gonna use it till it doesn't work anymore, and then the new phone that I get won't even be the latest model. It's gonna be like last year's model. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I just get a bootleg one. I don't do iPhone or
You get a
Android.
what?
I get a bootleg phone. I don't get like a name brand phone.
Oh, okay.
I get like a cheap little knockoff. I hate the one that I have now. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend money for something that like yeah, it is gonna eventually become. You know, you're gonna have to replace it anyway, just because they'll stop putting updates for it, which is another
Yeah.
thing that's stupid.
If I wasn't like having to like if I didn't have my parents on my phone line, I would totally go with like Mint or something like that. One of those like plans that are like $15.
Yeah. Me and Josh
Right
are
now, I'm
gonna
paying like $200, but
that is crazy.
what's that?
I said that is crazy.
Yeah, I know, right?
There's only 3 people on it.
'Cause we're doing T-Mobile. Yeah, my mom lost her phone. My dad crushed his phone, so we had to get 2 new phones, basically.
Oh, so you probably have like an equipment charge on it.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's because T-Mobile's not that bad. That's what like I'm on Josh's plan. That's what we do.
What's that?
We have T-Mobile, me and Josh,
Okay.
and Josh's mom. So that's what we do. It's not too expensive, like, but I've never had an equipment charge on it because I'll just buy a phone outright. I'll buy a phone for $150.
Yeah, for 3 people and 2 phones that are on the thing, it's like $200, almost $200. Not quite 200.
Yeah. Well, ours is like, well, it's $50 for each of us. I kind of feel like I got swindled because I was on Metro PTS before that.
There's probably some other like hidden charges or something like that.
Uh, yeah. No, not really, because I mean we're just paying like 50. I kind of feel like it went up a little bit, right? So when we first started, I was on Metro PCS and I was paying like 40,000 or $50 a month, right? And Josh,
I hear you so much better now.
because you hear me better,
Yeah.
I turned off my mic and then turned it back on.
Oh, before it was kind of muffled. I was having a little strain to hear you.
All right, I'll try and lean into the mic.
No, it sounds good now.
But yeah, so he kind of swindled me because I was paying like 50. He's like, well, if you come to my plan and we split it all, you only have to pay like 40. And I was like, all right, I can't argue with math. Let me switch. And then, now I pay 56. And I'm like,
You got caught.
yeah. It started off in 40, and then it was like 45 because his mom, she had bought a new phone. I was like, all right, I'll put $5 a month towards the phone, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And after a while, it was like, ugh. Well, they had both of their phones, and I was like, what? So I don't know if that's still a thing. I think his is definitely paid off because he went out of his way to do that just so he doesn't have to charge anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I just get a bootleg phone, man. Just I own it. It's unlocked. It is just my phone, and it cost me like $150.
And it makes calls.
Yeah, no, it serves every function that I need it to. I can get on the
Yeah.
internet. I can take pictures if I want. I mean, the camera sucks, but I'm not that
Yo,
much
my
of a
birds are going ham and cheese right now. What's up, birdies? Sorry.
We're going too many birds. They're
How many's too many?
one.
Then yeah,
I've told you my
I own
father.
too many.
Yeah, my father had like 6, so 6 or 7.
My grandpa's got like a slew of birds. He's got like a whole flock
My dad's
of
got
parakeets.
big ass. No, my dad has gigantic macaws and cockatoos, and then he has like an Amazon parrot. I forget what they're called. The green parrots, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And he had a budgie that passed away, and he also has a conure.
He's
And
got some cool birds.
he had 2 budgies.
That's too much for me.
And he had a Quaker parrot that also passed away. So I think he might be down to 4, but I'm not sure.
I think I'm done with pets. Like, these birds are so messy.
No, I've been done with pets.
What's that?
I said I've been done with pets. It's like, yeah, they're nice, but honestly, you know, like if I want to go play with a dog, I'll go to somebody else and play with their dog.
Yeah, word. I'll just throw a ball at a wall.
Nah, I mean, there's something to be said. Like psychologically, I guess they say pets are nice. They're comforting. You snuggle with your little buddy, and it literally releases endorphins. Like that's what humans do. I've come to realize we domesticate things. We domesticate plants and animals, and that's what makes us, I think, unique.
No,
to other intelligent.
because baboons domesticate dogs too.
Yeah, not to the effect that we do. Like we invented dogs.
Yeah, they keep them as like watchdogs at night.
Well, that's what we did too with the wolves. But
It's pretty crazy that a monkey does that, and we didn't teach them to do that. They just figured out that they could steal baby dogs and train them, and they feed them and they play with them, and like at night they're watchdogs.
yeah, I know. There's also like orangutans that spearfish.
That's nuts.
It's not though.
It's a little scary.
We exist. That was us, 50,000 years ago.
Yeah,
500,000 years ago. Right?
Who knows? Maybe they'll take over when we're gone.
No, because we still exist. Well, yeah, when we're gone, probably. If they survive.
If they survive, if anything survives.
Yeah. We are not making that shit easy.
We're like the yeast of the animal world.
What does that mean? You gotta explain that. You can't just call us.
Because yeast is one of the only things that will like create like a toxic environment to where they can't survive in it anymore. Like they'll kill themselves off if they're unrestrained.
Nah, there's other things. There's us too, but yeah. I feel like there's been a few things that were too successful. The original trees were.
Okay.
The original trees, there was the first trees came about so suddenly that there was nothing that could decompose them.
Damn.
Right? There was no bacteria that could decompose wood yet. Nothing had learned to eat wood. So they just, they would grow, and then they'd fall, and that's why we have coal.
Okay.
Is these massive forests that just stood there and covered themselves, like with no place. They ran out of places to grow, and then they
just fell on top of each other, and then something had to figure out, how do I use all this shit?
Yeah, I need to figure out how to decay this. And yeah, there was nothing that had developed the ability to decay wood. Wood was just a new evolutionary form of adaptation. And obviously, if you got a stack of a million years worth of trees or so piling on top of each other, that forest floor is probably pretty far behind. I guess wind and rain would probably still erode them, but
Yeah, and abrasive shit.
yeah, but that takes a lot of time.
Water as well.
Wind and rain.
What's up?
I said wind and rain.
Gotcha.
Water, fire, air, dirt. fucking magnets? How do they work?
Lava.
Lava.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
go. Hot rocks.
Well, yeah.
What's good?
I like those plants that freaking grow after lava flows. Like Hawaii has like a few species of plant. I feel like that they'll just see
Yeah, I'm
pop
sure.
up like after a fresh lava flow. It's part of their life cycle. I think is just to get burned.
Man, we need to burn to grow.
Yeah. No, it's creation and destruction. That's how it works. I try to tell people that, like, especially about like the vaccine, right? Like a lot of people are shitting on quote unquote anti-vaxxers, and I'm kind of like, well, they're probably right for the wrong reasons, right? Uh, I mean, I haven't taken mine because I'm very, I don't. It's become very obvious that it was a lab leak. I mean, it was already fairly obvious because there was a coronavirus lab where the outbreak happened,
Yeah.
and this one seemed literally tailor made to just rapidly spread among humans. And then those emails came out, and it was like, oh wait, specifically this place was doing research to study a super virus type thing so we can make better vaccines because like
It's like
yeah.
it's like the plot of a bad Netflix movie.
I guess where the twist is that it was the lab all along.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, but it was we're the engine. I feel like we might be the engineers of our own demise because we
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
that's what, like, we've become. If it's true that type of research is necessary, right, for the survival of our species.
But it's the thing that destroys our species.
It could be one of the things, like some kind of
Like a double-edged sword.
listen. Disease kills things, man. It causes extinctions.
Mm-hmm.
There are things that go extinct just because of a disease. Oh man, like there. You know how Brazil is cutting down the rainforest, and everyone's very upset about that. So
Yeah.
one of the things that they're finding is like these old structures. The fabled civilization of El Dorado was pretty much found, right? And the guy who said he found it, I forget, it was a Spanish explorer. He went up a river and he found these people, and they never found the people that he found when they came back like 100 years later, right? And they just thought, well, he was bullshitting. He just wanted, this fabled civilization, yeah. So when they came back, they just assumed that he was full of crap and that there were no people. Well, there were. They just
Really?
they met Europeans. They didn't have any defense against the disease, and now the people are no more. Whoever those people were, they did the wrong handshake.
Damn.
But that's kind of the point, is like that dying off, because other people obviously have immunity to whatever that is. That dying off is a natural part of evolution, right?
Yeah.
Death is a very important part of evolution. Probably the most important part. Right? There's two ways that evolution happens: natural selection and selective breeding. Okay?
Yeah.
Selective breeding is how we have dogs. Right?
You said that's how we have frogs?
Dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So, they used to be wolves. We bred the cute ones, or the furriest ones, or the ones that were best at hunting wolves, until they looked like something else.
Yeah.
And became something else almost, right? But then there's natural selection, which is how everything else gets created. And
Everything that doesn't die gets to live along.
well, in the microscopic realm, natural selection has the microscopic things have an advantage on us in that they can evolve faster.
Yeah.
Right? A generation for them might be a few days. right? So every successive generation, they're getting better at surviving, right? All the things that are dying are getting better at surviving.
Okay.
Just because some of them die quicker than others, and those are the ones that will reproduce more or whatever, right? And so we were always on a ticking clock with vaccines anyway, because
Yeah, because those are getting less and less effective as well.
yeah, they're saying like a flu vaccine is only like 10% of effective or something. I'm like, why bother?
Yeah.
Nature already made a flu vaccine. It's called the flu. Now it does suck that all right now we as a species have to like take care of the sick, but we were already doing that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I
that's
mean, there was how many times have we almost just like have been extinct from just diseases like the Black Plague or like, Spanish flu.
well, the Spanish flu was nothing like the Black Plague. The Black Plague uh, reduced Europe's population to 1/6, I believe, of what it was. Like,
And how much was the Spanish flu?
uh, not as much because that was more recent, wasn't it? The
Barely.
Spanish flu was like 100 something years ago.
I'm looking up how bad the Spanish flu was. Da, 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 da. 21.6 million? No, it's not.
Yeah, that was in 1918. We have a quick
Global mortality of 21.6 million.
suspected cases 500 million and number of deaths 50 million. That's what I have on Wikipedia.
Oh,
17
this is the first thing on Spanish flu. Oh, yeah, Wikipedia.
Yeah. It's
Well,
but
they're both pretty bad.
yeah, it was in 1918, so about 100 years ago. But yeah, we survived the crap out of that one. There's more people now than ever.
Yeah? I mean, that's the thing about people is like, you let them do their thing and there's just going to be more and more every year. Every day, there's more.
Yeah, but it used to be a bit more controlled. Like that's the the downside of being too successful is that you kind of need something to kill you. you, you need things that can you know kill the weak and that will allow stronger DNA to resurface. I mean we've adopted morality, which is possibly becoming our. It might be an enemy to our species. I kind of think that technology can save us, but
Yeah?
we're too wrapped up in a game, right? Like, let's go back to currency. Like that's a game, right? They just invented rules and they said this is worth this, and you get this for this, and these people's money is worth this much, and these people's money is worth that much, right?
Yeah?
So they just kind of make up those rules, and I kind of feel like
It's like arbitrary rules. Like, they don't really
not
mean anything.
well,
It's just for that game.
well, it has infiltrated all aspects of our life, right? It's infiltrated science because you want to do research that's profitable, right? And research that's profitable isn't always life changing, like solar panels, right?
That's life changing.
It is life changing. However, once these people have solar panels, whoever's selling
They need
power
better
to them
ones.
is making more money, is making less money. You can't really
Yeah.
sell them the sun. My friend,
Yeah.
my coworker, they have to pay him now.
Yeah?
All right, so imagine how crazy it is when you're trying to sell that to like a billionaire. Hey, we should invest in solar panels. I mean, you're gonna sell some, but in the end, we're gonna be paying our citizens for power. It's like that sounds like a loss. I don't want to invest in that. And the only reason why, like, Elon Musk is really, he's trying his darndest to create the future. I swear,
To what?
to create the future.
Okay,
All
or a
right,
better one, right?
just no, the future that we were promised, the one from the books, right? The flying cars, right? Stuff like that. Elon Musk is trying to get us to Mars. He made a solar roof. Like, Tesla makes this solar roof that
It
is,
looks so cool.
it does, and the fact that it exists itself is, to me, amazing. But
Yeah.
obviously, there's no real mandate for people to invest in that, and we're very invested in oil. Like, people like their cars. We need plastics from oil. That's
Yep.
for medicine, and just to have a disposable and germ-free life, right? You kind of need plastics because that's packaging, right?
Yep.
So it's essentially to keep things
It's more than
from.
packaging.
Well, it's to keep the reason why that packaging exists is to keep things from decaying, to keep, like, bacteria and stuff from landing on it. You keep it. It's more of a controlled environment. It's an airtight usually, and things go
I'm
stale.
looking around my room and like 30%, probably more than 30% of the things in my room are plastic.
Yeah. So it's a long lasting material. It's lightweight, and you can, you know
Yeah.
a little bit goes a long way.
My helmet's plastic. Damn.
But it's also, oh no, I think I might have actually.
Hello?
I think we might not be recording. Oh, there we are.
Huh?
I guess we are. Yeah, because there's like a little recording symbol.
We haven't been recording anything at all yet.
No, it says recording, but, like, there's usually one in the corner over there of my screen, and it's gone. And then I checked, and it is still recording, I guess. But
Oh, okay. Are you recording the sound?
yeah, I made sure to turn that on. Yeah. Let's see. Now I definitely have to. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna pause recording for a second.
Yeah.